We got the song. Songs from the hope. Hope brings the melody. Fear is the virus. Love is the remedy.
At home with Tracy and the Big D, and it's fair to say that Damien Johnson's a little different to the sound that you'd expect to be hearing with Tracy and the Big D, but these times we've got to give independent artists every opportunity to be heard, and he joins us now. Damien, this is even a little different for you.
This is a bit different for me. One of the things that I found, as you're saying, we're in interesting times, and I'm sure everybody's feeling that, and it's a bit of a cliche, but I've definitely been using the last few months while stuck at home by myself to reinvent my sound and come up with some new, interesting ideas. So I've been enjoying it.
Where's the avenue for an independent artist like you to be heard and to be discovered, if you like, when it's very difficult to perform live?
It's a great question, and I kind of wish I knew the answer to that because it would probably help me a bit more as well. I've definitely been, over the last couple of months, exploring the Facebook live stream kind of stuff and doing a few live stream shows, trying to get people to engage with my Spotify page a bit more and generate some more streams, SoundCloud, things like that. It's nice now, we're starting to see a few things starting to open up a bit more. So I've got my first kind of official gig coming up in about 8 weeks' time. So that's exciting. But yeah, it's been really tough, definitely.
Tell us about the type of music that you've listened to that's helped you along the way. Some of the influences, if you like. Who's made Damien Johnson who he is?
It's been really varied. And one of the things that I've been really mindful of myself, I read a study a couple of years ago saying that when people hit their 30s, they tend not to listen to any new music, so they just keep rehashing all their artists that they grew up with in their teens and early 20s. And I didn't want to be that person, so I was really keen and really intentional to continue to listen to new artists that are emerging. Over the last week, I've been listening to Lime Cordiale, I've been listening to Tia Costello, Fiona Apple, so there's been a few, and they're all very varied. As far as my own inspiration, I've started throughout COVID getting more interested in industrial and electronic kind of music. So I've been listening to artists in that kind of genre, sort of like 9 Inch Nails, and I've even been going back and listening to some Marilyn Manson stuff from the 90s, which I'm amazed because growing up in the 90s, I never listened to Marilyn Manson because I grew up in a very conservative kind of Christian home, and so he was seen as the devil. And going back and listening to him again and going, wow, this guy was actually musically very, very talented. And I've been really enjoying getting into that as well.
Well, obviously, we do a lot of people with country influence. And it's interesting, you talk about 9 Inch Nails. There'd be a whole raft of Johnny Cash fans that would be very familiar with Hurt, but they wouldn't know the background behind it.
That's right, and that's really interesting because, as you say, 9 Inch Nails obviously wrote Hurt, and then Johnny Cash made it his own, and the Johnny Cash version is really emotive. It's a great song. And what's great with Johnny Cash is that earlier this year, Marilyn Manson actually did a cover of Johnny Cash's song, God's Gonna Cut You Down. And I would definitely encourage your fans to go check that out. It's just for something different. And it's still quite true to the Johnny Cash version, but just with that darker, industrial, heavy edge that Marilyn Manson puts on things.
Tell us about what other things you've got planned for the remainder of 2020 and beyond.
What I'm hoping to do with the remainder of this year, so I've got a brand new single coming out this week called Enemy, so I'm looking forward to releasing that. I'm looking at doing another single release around October. Been working on a song that's been, I guess, inspired by some of the political stuff that we've been seeing over the last couple of months. Black Lives Matter, obviously the US elections coming up later this year as well, and there's going to be a lot of interest to see what happens there because we've got, I guess I probably don't need to comment too much on US politics, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interest to see what happens with Donald Trump. So I've got a song that's kind of, been fueled on some of those political frustrations as well that I'm looking forward to getting out, and very much looking forward to doing some more live shows. So as I say, I've got something booked in September, and then we've got stuff happening in Brisbane with Big Sound in October as well. Yeah, really looking forward to just getting out there a bit more and engaging with people.
Quickly touching on that, what's the best thing for Big Sound for you?
Well, this will be my first year performing as part of Big Sound. So at the moment, I guess I've been invited to play as part of a sideshow, which is really great. So applications for actually performing as part of the main event are still being processed at the moment. So I haven't heard back on that. Obviously, fingers crossed to be part of the main event as well. But for me, it's a great opportunity to meet and network with other people within the music industry. Again, to give you the opportunity to hear from people younger than you, people older than you that are doing stuff different to you, because I find that that's where growth happens, by engaging with people that are different to yourself and doing different things. That's how you learn new things. So that's what Big Sound kind of brings. It's a massive festival, and fingers crossed. I know all eyes are kind of on Victoria at the moment, what's happening with COVID down there. Fingers crossed that doesn't influence too much in Queensland, and Big Sound does go ahead as planned. Yeah, I guess we're kind of all sitting with bated breath at the moment. But I guess the positive thing this year is that it's going to have such a local Queensland contingent, because there isn't going to be that opportunity to be showcasing people from down south. So really looking forward to it.
Damien Johnson, we could talk all night on this. It's absolutely fantastic. Folks, have a listen to Damien Johnson. Very eclectic in his range of music, and we wish you all the best. And any way we can help you out, Damien, we look forward to doing it.